Hi, this is Rachel New, dating and relationships coach. I try to promote healthy dating as well as ethical dating, and in this video I want to talk about how to deal with rejection. How can we cope with somebody not wanting to date us anymore in a healthy way? First of all, I don't really like the word rejection. I think there are other ways to frame what's happening. Using the word rejection makes you feel like the victim, like you're passive in the situation and that you're unlovable in some way, or that it's your fault. And that's not always going to be the case. You could say the dating experience or the relationship came to a natural end. You could say the other person had different priorities or different needs that you weren't able to meet, but that doesn't make it your fault. Often we use the word rejection and feel bad about it because we're not feeling good about ourselves, and possibly not just in dating but in other areas of our lives as well. So I would suggest that the first step is to get some help with feeling good about yourself, some practice in self-care, feeling compassionate towards yourself, and learning to accept yourself and to love yourself. And then you might be ready to think about what might I need to change about myself for the next time I date. Usually when things come to an end, there are lots of different reasons, and not all of them are going to be to do with you. So it could be the other person isn't ready for dating. It could be they had other goals or plans for their life that you weren't able to fit in with. It could be that they have emotional needs that need to be met elsewhere. Perhaps they need some help themselves. They might need to have some coaching or some therapy to help them to be ready for a relationship. There might be circumstances in their life, like they're not in a particularly good place for dating. Maybe their work is really busy, or they realise that they're not ready for dating. Perhaps they've recently come out of another relationship, or there's some other emotional needs that need to be met elsewhere while they're single. There could be other external circumstances or explanations. Perhaps they have people to care for, friends that are making a lot of requests of them. Maybe they have other aspirations and hobbies and interests that they want to pursue, and they don't feel that that's compatible with a relationship. So there could be lots of positive reasons why the relationship or the dating experience has come to an end that have got nothing to do with you. So it's good to train ourselves to try and think of a variety of different reasons. They may not want to reveal all of those to you, or you can gently ask them to see if you can find out whether there's anything you could have done differently. Most of the time people will say no, it's about me, I'm not in the right place for dating right now, or I need other things. So try not to think of it as a personal rejection, but just a decision by the other person to live their life in a different way. So if we can start to think of ourselves as more equal with the other person, so it's not a passive experience for you, but you're both equal partners in the relationship, then it can feel less rejecting and more like a mature decision by the other person. Perhaps you were surprised by it, perhaps you could have seen some of the signs coming, but you don't have to, and it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Perhaps next time things will work out differently. But if you have done all the work on yourself and you're feeling good about yourself, you know what you like about yourself, you feel like you've got lots of things to offer a relationship, and you've got a healthy relationship with yourself where you have thought about any sensitivities or triggers that you may have, and you feel like you're in a good place, then you may be ready to think about some ways in which you possibly could contribute, even say 5% of the explanation for why the person ended the relationship or the dating experience. So it can be really hard to hear constructive criticism or suggestions for how you could change or do things differently, and often we don't want to feel that we have got to change our personality or compromise who we are. We want to be able to be ourselves. But sometimes there can be little tweaks that you can make that will make all the difference to your next dating experience. It could be something as simple as you're not providing enough empathy or support to the other person when they open up about themselves, Often we can think that we are doing that, but if we watch ourselves back in a video or get feedback from somebody, we can find that perhaps we're moving the conversation on too quickly to something else, not giving them enough time to feel heard and validated. So there's lots of very simple things that you can change that will not compromise who you are. And if you're ready to explore those, then I would suggest some coaching could really help with that. You'll see that I've got plenty of other videos about how to have good conversations with people, how to use listening skills, how to create warmth with another person, and how to make them feel comfortable and that they can be themselves. And those kind of small, nuanced conversation skills can make a big difference to how your dating experiences go. So it could be that you need some help with some of those things, and please do get in touch if you do. But it could also be that you have some bigger issues to think about. Perhaps you are lacking in confidence, maybe you feel insecure when you're dating, and that can sometimes get in the way of making the other person feel good. If you're focusing on yourself, possibly you have some anxiety about dating. Maybe past relationships have contributed to how you feel about yourself. Almost everybody has things from their childhood that they need to explore in terms of patterns of behaviour, thoughts, beliefs that we've internalised from our childhood about how we feel about ourselves and what we believe about dating, and just the norms of how people relate to each other. So it could be that in your family people didn't express their emotions, or maybe they express them too much. Maybe you don't feel comfortable to express what you need. You find it hard to open up about your needs or emotions or thoughts and beliefs. That can take a lot of work, and it definitely makes a big difference to how your dates will go. So please do get in touch or follow up on my website to find out more about how to get yourself sorted, do some work on yourself so that you're in a position to be ready when the right person comes along. So it's always a combination of having the good relationship skills and being compatible with somebody else. So don't just focus on one or the other. Get the relationship skills sorted so you're ready for that person when they come along. And as I said at the beginning, don't think of it as rejection. Just think of it as the other person making a decision to do something different with their lives. I hope that helps, and do check out my other videos and my blog for more information. You can subscribe to my mailing list and get some free dating questions at rachelnewdatingcoach.co.uk. And I wish you all the best with healthy dating.